Hi friends, this is Janine Pettit, brand ambassador for Camco and founder of Girl Camper. I am at the campground and I'm setting up my camper for this coming season. I'm so excited to be decking out my new Keystone hideout with everything I need for great adventures this summer. I'm starting right now with my refrigerator and some of my favorite Camco products that I have been using for years and years. The first thing I always do when I fix up my fridge for the summer is take the Camco slip stop. So this is that drawer liner and cabinet liner that helps our stuff from sliding all around. So when we're towing, our dishes are going back and forth. When we're setting them on slip stop, they don't move. But did you know you could use this slip stop in your refrigerator too? So what I do is I pull out my trays that go on the door and I line them up with a little slip stop. And now any cans, mayonnaise, mustard, little V8s I put in there aren't going to slide back and forth. I just pop that in my fridge. When I get home from my camping trip, rather than pull all of these things out and put them back in, I actually take this out. I keep the bottom drawer of my home refrigerator clear with a spot. I slide this in my fridge at home and then I just put it back in next weekend. Another thing you can do with the slip stop is cut a piece that fits the bottom of your RV freezer. RV freezers are notorious for frosting up and they have to be defrosted. In a couple of weeks, this will be covered with ice, and rather than chip away and take everything out, I just pull this out, I put it in my RV sink, you crunch it up. It's very satisfying to hear all that ice break. Leave that in your sink, it's gonna melt, shake it off, put it back in your RV freezer, and you have defrosted without all of the work. And it's such a cute little pattern on there too, so I use that quite a bit. Another thing that I've been using for years is the Camco Aerator and charcoal. So this is a 2-in-1. It has a deodorizer in it, so there's a charcoal component inside of this. It's a battery operated aerator. RV refrigerators don't work the same way our home refrigerators do. They don't have a circulating fan in them and you have to do the circulating. When you place this in your RV fridge, it's going to make it work much more efficiently, and you're getting the charcoal deodorizer to boot. So this is a 2-in-1. You can put this anywhere in there, but what you want to do is not pack things too tightly. So if you have space in your fridge, move things around so there is room for the air to circulate, and it's going to work so much better. RV refrigerators work best when you keep them at about 35 degrees. So it depends on where you are and how hot the temperature is outside. That may make your fridge work a little harder and you may have to adjust the setting. This hangs from a little rod, your grates in the fridge, or you could just set it there. Just check that every once in a while and see if you're at the optimum temperature and then adjust accordingly. We've all had this happen in our RV fridge. Your almond milk just keeps sliding. You get where you're going and it's been tipped over. This is a clever little thing. You feed this up from the bottom. So the grates that our food sits on in the refrigerator, which allows the air to flow through them, you feed this up from the bottom and you secure this little wedge. So we take this and we put this in. This goes through. And we clip this from the bottom to the top. Then we can adjust this on the rack. So we'll slide this back so that when our almond milk is in there, or whatever jug, your orange juice, whatever, it is holding this in place. And you can actually get one to work forward and sideways so that thing is not going to tip over. If you keep the same thing in the same place all the time, you only have to install this once, and it's a great tool. Another thing that I use all the time is this RV swing arm. So this basically is this clever little gadget that keeps your RV door open. So once we get home, we wipe it all down with Lysol or whatever we do when we clean it out. We want to keep that fridge door open. We don't want any mold or odors to grow in there. This clips to the inside wall, and this clips, it swivels to the door. So this is just going to hold that door open and you don't have to rig it up with a dish towel and keep checking on it. Another thing that I have been using for years is the Camco egg holder. I do tend to use a lot of eggs when I'm camping. There's nothing like that big hearty breakfast that you make at a campground. I see this hack all the time where people crack open all the eggs and then they put them in an empty squeeze-up container. I've tried that. It's a lot of work, and then you can't get one egg out. You get a lot of whites and no yolk. So I actually tried that for a while and went back to this simple thing. Your eggs are not going to break in that. And you can carry a lot of eggs with you. When we are traveling, everything in our fridge is moving around. They say that rolling down the road in your RV is the equivalent of a 5.0 earthquake, so everything needs to be really secured. This is a little refrigerator bar. So when I'm traveling on a travel day, I will push everything back. I break my rule about the circulator and giving room, and I stick this in my drawer here, my bottom shelf, and then push everything back. So there's no room for rocking and rolling. Keep that in there, and then when I get where I'm going, nothing has spilled, and my fridge is in good shape. These are some RV fridge hacks from Camco and Girl Camper.
Camco.net.